Hello guys and welcome to a new series. I think what I'm going to be doing is doing some tier lists. We're going to start off with the F1 2021 liveries. Obviously all of them have just been recently released and testing is coming up this month. By the time you see this it might have actually already happened or might be underway, I don't actually know. So obviously going to go through all the cars, you can see them along the bottom here, and then we've got different stages to go up. So we've got just Y, which is obviously the worst, meh for the meh cars, yeah, which is obviously slightly better, cheeky is yeah, okay, fair enough, and then now then is just the best, obviously. So we're going to go through all the cars on the bottom here. I've got Twitter open as well, just to have a look at some of the cars also that we can see. So I guess we'll get straight back into it. We're not going to go in this order. We're going to go from the order the F1 official Twitter has put up. These are my personal views, obviously. So obviously, I can keep my views to myself. You can have your own go with the description down below. I'll put a link in there just for you lot. So here we go. Let's go straight onto it. So the first one of the list I think we're going to go for is the Mercedes. So as you can see here, this is the Mercedes. At first sight, I didn't actually mind it. I mean, the front end's quite nice, very nice car. And then everyone said it, what the hell is all this back here? I mean, the style of the numbers, yeah, fair enough. But AMG, AMG, AMG. I think it was just a statement to get people talking about it. I mean, they've not even just kept it there. AMG along here, obviously mirrored on the other side as well. I'm not sure. I'm not against the colour scheme, quite like it, but did it really need that? I know they're called now Mercedes AMG F1, but did they really need it? I mean, obviously, plenty of sponsors. It's nice. Other than that, I just don't see the point in it. If they kept this light blue and black, I think it looks sick. I mean, it's better than the silver what they usually run. So the Black Lives Matter movement, I think, has helped the livery as a whole. Obviously, it's helped out the movement anyway. So it looks really, really nice, other than this back bit here, which obviously downgrades it in the end. This is obviously Lewis Hamilton's car, number 44. Obviously the usual Petronas logo on the back, which adds this colouring to the side of it. But yes, nice. I mean, I like a nice, I like the nice little blue around the wheels as well. So I guess we'll go back to the livery list and let's see. So we're here. This is the one. I think for me personally, obviously, it's personal. That's fine. We're gonna go with yeah. I mean, it's not amazing, it's not horrible, but I think that's what we're going to go with. So I think right in the middle is fair enough. I mean, it could be worse, it could be better. I think that's fair enough. There's people that have remade it and they look nicer, so. But I think we'll keep it with there in the middle for now. I mean, it might change as we go through the video, depending on what other cars I pick and where, but I guess we'll see. So that is the Mercedes done. Let's go on to the next one, the Red Bull. I mean, it's exactly the same as last year, basically. I mean, there's probably different sponsors. Obviously, big news that they've now taken over the Toyota Hybrid for the next season. So that'll be a big change there. I mean, it probably won't be because it's exactly the same, but it's one of them. I don't actually know the differences here, but it's still a nice car. I mean, it's a Red Bull. They're obviously going to be this colour. I mean, they do some funky testing liveries, but I think it was obviously going to be this. There wasn't going to be any changes, and a certain red team are usually red as well. So what do you expect, really? It's their brand. It's what they're going to do. So going on to that, I think what we'll do is we will pick it up. Where's it at? I'm trying to see. It's there. So I think what we'll do. I mean, meh. It's more a fact that I'm not that bothered about it. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's meh, because it's already there, it's always used. I think that's a fair point, really. It's just a meh. I mean, I like Red Bull, but it doesn't really bother me. Nice to see what Perez does this season. So we'll go back onto Twitter now and have a look at the next car, which seems to be the first release of a car that we saw in the McLaren. Nice car, very nice car. I mean, it's a McLaren. They always look nice and new with the new paint scheme that they've picked for the past few seasons. Nice Coca-Cola on the side. It's a little bit of a change from last year. The orange and blue is now iconic with them, so we'll see how Ricciardo and Lando do this season. But overall, I quite like the car. I mean, it's not negative, it's not positive, it's just there, decent. I won't, positive and negative either way. I don't mind it at all. There's obviously some little flaps up here which are interesting. I don't know whether it's testing aerodynamics or whatever. Guess we'll see in testing in Bahrain this week. The day I'm recording it is when it's going out this week. Is the testing. So on that big scheme of things, let's go back to the tier list. Obviously, you always see it here. I think we're going to go again with Mercedes. I think we're going to go with the category. I think that's fair enough. I mean, what else could you do? It's iconic and it's there. I mean, it's better. I think it's better than Red Bulls. I mean, I'm not saying Red Bulls is bad. I'm just saying it's meh. I might change it around. We'll see. But let's go back onto Twitter and have a look at what the next car is. So, we all know that this is a new team to the season, to F1, and they haven't been in it for many, many years. I think they did the right decision going with the British Racing Green. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the release was a bit weird. Daniel Craig looked like he was in a hostage situation and didn't want to be there at all. Let's be honest, he just didn't want to be there. He was paid to be there, and that is that. Tom Brady, he's American, so let's be honest, he doesn't care about F1. But he was at least enthusiastic, unlike Daniel Craig. I like Daniel Craig, but he just didn't give a flying fuck, which was quite funny to be honest. So we are on to this beauty. I think it's fair to say that this is a bloody nice car. They've got the obviously Aston Martin logos down the side, the new main title sponsor in Cognizant, so it's quite nice, and then the BWT or whatever they are, pink around the side, so it's going back to the roots of the Force India slash Racing Point days, so it's quite nice. I do like it. Nice JCB logo in the back as well. So I think it's fair to say that Seb Vettel and the big boy Stroll's car are going to be quite nice this year. So looking at that, I think it's safe to say they're going in the now then category. I mean, they don't deserve to be anywhere else. It's a bloody nice looking car. So there we go. Right, let's get on to the next one. So it looks like the next car, as it loads in there, is going to be the Alpine. So this is the obviously Renault from last year. I'm not against it. I mean, some people are saying it looks like an Aquafresh, toothpaste logo, which is fair enough. But I do like it. I don't know why. It blends well. I think I'm glad they went for the more blue side of things. I mean, there's a lot of blue cars on the grid nowadays, but I think it suits well, fits in well with the Castrol and Alpine stickers. Not many sponsors really. Obviously, Castrol, it looks like being the main one, along with this map free. No idea. But yeah, I think it's a nice looking car. I guess we'll see how Mr. Alonso does this season, coming back from whatever else he's been doing in the Endurance Championship and IndyCar and stuff like that. So it'd be nice to see how he does and how he progresses and how these lot do overall, really. And it's good to see how Ocon puts up a fight against a two-time world champion of Alonso. So I actually quite like this colour, as I've said. Nice having the French flag. It's quite nice having some flags that are allowed in the sport on a car. So I think what we'll do is we'll go back over to the tier list and find it here. I think this is cheeky. I mean, it's not a bad livery in any terms of the imagination, so I think we're going to go with that. Sorry about all the adverts, that's why it's slightly laggy, but I think that's where they belong. Looking at this, I'm happy with it at the moment. That might be a bit low. I think we might move that later on, but we'll see. So on to the next one. So we're on to Ferrari. I am actually a Ferrari fan. I mean, everyone's been a Ferrari fan since the days of Michael Schumacher. Let's be honest. So I am a Ferrari fan. I have a Ferrari hat over there, and I wear it in some videos. I will get it, but it's Kimi Räikkönen now, and he's definitely not a Ferrari. So I'm a Ferrari fan. I'm looking forward to seeing how Carlos Sainz does in the car. I'm Sainz senior fan from rallying because it's also what I'm into WRC, so we might do some tier lists on that side of things. I guess we'll see. I'm also getting into NASCAR, IndyCar, World Rallycross, blooming MotoGP, everything I'm trying to keep in touch with and see how we do in terms of that. And everyone's got the favourite drivers and everything. So with this, obviously, it's red. Of course, it's red. It's Ferrari. It'd be nice to see a different colour that they do. This picture looks a bit pixelated, to be honest, but I don't know whether that's just my computer or it's just the picture they put on the quality. I don't know, but I quite like the fade into the old darker red color into the new more brighter red. Obviously, everyone has got a talking point over the Mission Winnow sticker. I don't know why it's green. It looks a bit weird, but I guess it's a talking point that people are pointing out, and it's just one of them. This is actually a mixture of both Sainz and Leclerc's car, because Leclerc obviously 16, and that's Carlos's number, so a bit weird, but fair enough. So yeah, nice little split down the middle, and just that's the only down draw. I've seen an alternate picture where they were switched around, so the rest of the car was green and that little bit there was red, and it did look actually quite nice. But I'm probably quite biased because all my iRacing cars are a luminous green and pink, so that's probably why I liked it, to be honest. So we're on to that. Obviously, they have the usual Shell, V-Power stickers, UPS, and everything like that. So that's obviously going to happen. But it is a nice paint, and if they just got rid of that, probably would be spot on, really. But let's go back onto the tier list and see what we think here. So I think for me, it's going to go in the yeah category. I don't think I could really put it up into the cheeky category because I don't know. It's just that green, and it's the same. I mean, I've downgraded Red Bull down there because they're just the same. I mean, it's a bit harsh, really. It's just meh. But I might stick with my guns and keep them there. But I guess we will see. So let's get on to the next car and see what we think. Okay, let's get on to the retro boy of the grid. The AT02 is a very, very nice looking car. I like the colour scheme. Some people are saying it just looks wrong, but I really like it. I don't know why, it just works well together. We'll see what it looks like on the track, and then we'll have our decisions. But on this white background, this car looks sick. It's nice with the little Honda badge down at the bottom, and then the obviously AlphaTauri and the fashion logo, the AlphaTauri fashion, and things like that. Limited sponsors, but they don't need it because they've got the backing of Red Bull anyway. It looks like they've got another one on there anyway, so there's plenty of stuff that they've got on it. It just works well. It's very, very simple but effective, and that's what I like about it. Obviously, this is the AlphaTauri Red Bull logo, and it just looks nice. It just looks really nice. Obviously, next year they're going to be running the Red Bull engine, which is basically what it's going to be called. So it looks good. I quite like it, and it'd be nice to see what Tsunoda does this season. I mean, I don't think he's going to beat Gasly. Gasly was very good throughout this season. Just gone, so I guess hopefully he'll perform well. I don't think he's going to have ever a chance in a Red Bull ever again, and I think he'll have to make a move at some point to progress in his career. Where that'll be, I'm not sure. We'll see if more teams come in, but we'll see. But nice car. Let's go on to the tier list. So onto the tier list, we decide that I think I'm going to put it in the cheeky category. I think that's where it's a fair proclamation, I think that's a word, where we are going to put it. I think that's fair. I mean, let's be honest, it's not a yeah, it's not in line with these lot, I don't think. But it's fair cheeky. It's nearly going on the now then category, but I think cheeky is fair enough. But it's really nice and I do like it. So let's get on to the next one. So this is the team that I will be supporting this season. I have a Alfa Romeo jacket behind me somewhere. Again, it's fairly similar to last year, other than the colours have switched. This bit was white, this bit was red. So they've just switched it around. But I actually think it looks nicer. I don't know why. I just think the more white looks better than the more red. I think it makes it more defined on the logo. And I think it was more overpowering last season. This season, it just looks more slick and fairly simple. All the little logos and sponsors looking very nice as well indeed. Weird background, I don't really know why they've picked this one, but apparently that's what they've gone for. But it does look nice, and obviously I am a Kimi Raikkonen fan, so there's probably going to be some bias here. I'm not going to try to, but it is a nice car anyway. The big scheme of things, not a lot changed, but there is, if you know what I mean. It's a bit one of them. So let's go on to the tier list and see what we think. So we're going to pick it up here. Let's have a look and see what on earth we think here. So I think it's a cheeky boy again. I mean, it's not a yeah. I think it's better than a yeah. I don't know why. And now I'm thinking about it, I feel like I'm going to have to put Ferrari down in meh. I don't know why. It's just that green, it's not sitting right with me. I do like green, as I've said. It's on all my iRacing cars, but I think I'm going to move them down. I just don't think it's that impressive, like at all. I don't know why. It's that the rear end is nice, except from that green, and it just downgrades it. We're going to keep Red Bull there, because I think that's now fair enough that them two are there. But yeah, so let's go on to the next livery. So, speaking of flags that are banned in sporting events, as you can see, this is Russia GP. You can see that this is the Haas car. Unfortunately, Mick Schumacher is going to be caught up in all this drama. Obviously, it's not great what the young Mr. Mazepin had done over the winter break. Doesn't help that he has all the financial backing behind him, and I've got a feeling if it was anybody else, they'd have been binned. So I think, as you can tell, he is sponsoring this car. Russia is banned from any sporting event, and they are literally the car. So they're under investigation by the anti-doping agency. So let's see how that goes. But we can obviously only look at this car as we have. Haas obviously didn't do particularly well last season. I quite like the grey logo, the grey liveries that they have, and that one also saved Roman Grosjean's life. So they've gone away from it and gone with the Russia boy flag. I think it would have been looked better with the USSR flag on it, to be honest. I don't know why. I mean, we said the Alpine thing gets the Aquafresh, blooming Colgate, whatever touch. This just is on another level. It doesn't even look nice. Like, look at it. Ural Kali, that's the main sponsor, I believe. Why? Why on earth? Why on earth has Gene Haas got his name to this monstrosity and now the legacy that he's going to have? I've got a feeling next year or in the future years he's going to sell this team to Mazepin, and Mazepin is going to be in this for a long bloody time unless something happens, which I very much doubt happens, but it could do if the movement increases. So there's only one thing to it, unfortunately for Mick Schumacher. Let's go on to the tier list and see what we think. So we're on to the tier list again. I think it's fair to say that the Haas, if it picks it up, needs to go into the just Y category. I think that's fair enough. I mean, it doesn't deserve to be anywhere else because it's a piece of shit. So I think it's fair to say that that's going to go there. And obviously, we've only got one team left now. Enough said about Haas F1. Let's go on to the last car. So here we are. I haven't actually bought Formula One game this season because I just have iRacing now and I don't really need it. But it looks like somewhat off career mode, and I know it gets said all the time. Front end, fair play, I can deal with. But what the hell is going on back here? Why? Why the hell have they done this? This up to just line down here, make that nice. Someone redesign it. Someone got paid to do that. Why? Someone's just blooming turned on F1 2020 and gone, oh, that'll do. Don't know why. It's really disappointing. Front end, really nice. I like it. The darker blue goes well with the white and the orange, and the little orange over the intakes there. But why did they need to put this light blue? They could have just left it normal blue, just all the way through. Obviously, it's nice to have the Williams now they're not involved on it. But the FW43B is just a bit. Don't know what they've done and why they've done it. But I mean, obviously, it's nice to see the name, as I've said, but don't know why they've done it. But let's hope they beat Haas this season in general with the car. So let's go on to the tier list and close it up. So we are on the tier list again now. I think it's sad, but I think we're going to put them in the just why category. Yes, they're probably not as bad as the Haas, I'm not going to lie, but I still don't think they're meh. I think there should be another category just in between them, but there's no point in having that there. I think it's fair to say that they should go in the just why category, and we'll see what they do. But obviously on to testing, we'll see how everyone performs and if anybody is coming out of the blocks differently to what we've seen over the years with Mercedes thrashing everything. So we'll see, and we'll go on to the start of the season. So that has been the tier list for the F1 21 liveries. So I guess we will go on to the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.